Okay, so you're playing Elden Ring and you want to play as an archer, and you very quickly realize you're going to need a huge supply of arrows. You can buy arrows from most merchants, but you can also craft arrows as long as you have the crafting kit and the right cookbook, such as the Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 1, both of which you can purchase from the first merchant you find in the game at the Church of Ella. Now, one of the ingredients required to craft arrows is thin beast bones. You can farm thin beast bones by simply killing sheep. Now all you need is a huge supply of sheep. There are many areas all over the game with big herds of sheep. The most easily accessible field to sheep is near Stormhill Shack. And there you go, you're set. All you have to do is run around the field and kill sheep, and you got yourself a supply of thin beast bones. But you quickly discover that farming sheep is a tedious fucking grind that gets old really quick. What's that I hear? I think I hear a foghorn. Boring. If only there was a way to kill lots of sheep really fast. And there is. Allow me to present the weapon of mass sheep destruction. Let me show you how it works. Approach a field of sheep on horseback, locate a group of sheep close together, jump off your horse, hit your mega farming button, and voila. Lots of thin beast bones. Rinse and repeat to your heart's content. And there you go. That's how to farm thin beast bones really fast. Now, do you have to be neck deep in the game at level 75 to create a weapon of mass sheep destruction? No, you do not. You can put together a weapon of mass sheep destruction within 20 minutes of a brand new game. That's right, within 20 minutes of a brand new game. Let me show you how.
MajorSlackAttack.
Okay, first of all, my name is MajorSlack, and I approve this video. If you do too, I appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, post a comment, subscribe to my channel, stuff like that there, really appreciate it. Second of all, to create a weapon of mass sheep destruction, this is all you need. You need a weapon that could do at least 200 damage. You can get away with maybe 180, 190 damage, I'll talk about that later, but it's preferable to have a weapon that can do 200 damage, and you need a weapon that has the gravitas skill on it. That's all you need. And preferably it should be some kind of longsword, not a sword that's actually called a longsword, but a sword that is long. Something that's fast and has a great reach. And that's it. That's all you need to create a weapon of mass sheep destruction. Now I'm going to show you how to create one of these within 15 to 20 minutes of starting a brand new game. And we're going to do this using the hero. You can modify these strategies according to your taste. You know, you don't have to spend 12 smithing stones to level up a weapon to create a weapon of mass sheep destruction. You can go another route, and you don't have to spend the money that I'm spending. Like I say, you can modify this any way you like. You know the criteria, what you need to create. This is just for demonstrational purposes. Alright, so let's do it. Okay, here we go, new game. I'm gonna call this guy Bone Farmer. Hero, keepsake, lands between room, and it's a done deal. And the first thing we're going to do is take this out of the inventory, and we're going to two-hand our weapon. Okay, you know the routine here. This is the grafted scion. The boss fight that you're not expected to be, so let's just go up, commit suicide as quickly as possible, and get on with it. Come on, is that all you got? I'm actually still alive, there we go. Okay. Forget about the Cave of Knowledge, straight up and outside. Take the elevator up. elevator up. And I'd just like to point out this item here, the Memory of Grace, which can be used to spend all your runes, whatever you have on hand, and get out of a combat situation. We're gonna actually use this. It doesn't matter how many runes you have on hand. If you have no runes, you can still use it. So it's actually useful in certain situations if you have little to no money. Let's discover the site of grace. And next stop rather, is the church. Ignore everything else. Before you go into the church, grab yourself some money here. Got some money? Discover the site of grace. And let's go grab that smithing stone there. Okay, so we have smithing stone. Our first smithing stone. Out here, turn to the north. And you're basically looking for this kind of like this path through the woods here. We just want to avoid all the enemies here. We have no need to engage with them. So straight through, due north. Follow this kind of path through the woods. You may hear some enemies getting upset behind you. Straight up here. And we're heading to Gatefront Ruins. Hit the site of grace. Rest. And let's talk to Melanie. She's going to give us the horse. And we can skip all this. Skippy.
Have you heard they serve? But you, I can play turning root to aid you. You need to the foot. Then it's settled. Summon me. Ah, I bequeath. Use it will summon torrent. Treat him with.
And that's all we need from her. Okay, so we have a horse. Flip that up. And let's wait till daytime. Go down here. Target this guy. Charge attack. Instant kill. Jump up here. Get yourself the Lord Sworn's greatsword. Hunker down. Hit your sneak on. Push down here. Quickly now while that guy's back is turned. Grab the map. Do an about face. Come up here. Right across here. Go behind this guy sleeping. Into the corner here. Look around the corner and we're gonna speed run past this guy. Down here. And grab yourself a very important item. The whetstone knife. And now we can use that Memory of Grace to blow away, a little bit of chump change. 64 runes to get right back to the Gatefront site of grace. From here, let's go blasting through Stormgate. Stick to the left side because it's going to be a troll that drops down, and the archer is going to be taking pot shots at you. Stick to the left side. Double jump whenever there's an obstacle. Whack this guy just for good measure. That's just for kicks and jiggles. You know how to do that. Get yourself a golden seed. Not necessary, but you might as well grab it. Turn to the east. Go out in the field here. See this kind of like group of chairs here. Get yourself a smithing stone. Turn back to the west. Keep these cliffs on your right side here. Follow the cliffs. Double jump up here. And discover this site of grace. This is Storm Hill Shack. This is a good jumping off point for sheep farming later on. Alright, once you discover this, there's lots to do here. We could pick up the Stone Sword Key. We could talk to Rodrigo. We're not going to bother with that. You can come back and do that later. For now, you're going to head northeast into this field here. See that giant troll? Whichever direction he's going, you're going to have to go in the opposite direction behind his back. So you have to make a judgment call. And once you've kind of hooked around behind his back, head to the east. See these group of trees here, and grab this strength knot crystal tier, and quickly now follow these cliffs down to the west to get away from the troll, and drop down safely down here. Double back, get behind the cliffs, and double back to the east, and keep the cliffs on your right side. And you're going to keep following the cliffs until you can push due southeast. Once you can push due southeast, go southeast, and this will bring you right to the War Master's shack. Discover the site of grace. That's important. Up on the horse you go, and continue southeast. This will bring us into a field of trolls with a statue that has a whole bunch of smithing stones. Now what we have to do is sucker one of these trolls into busting open the statue, because we can't break it open ourselves. So all you have to do is stand in front of the statue. Figure. Okay, we got his attention. Get him to a straight for the statue. As soon as he breaks it open, go to the south and jump off here. Get away from the troll and use your memory of grace to get back to War Master's shack. And we don't have any money, so that didn't cost us any money. Now the statue is busted open. It will stay busted open, but now we can go pick up the smithing stones at our leisure, because all those trolls will be reset. We'll just be wandering around, we'll be calm, and Bob's your uncle. You can even get off your horse. Make it easier to grab the smithing stones. Got the smithing stones? Do the same thing. Go to the south. Double jump off here. And now you can push to the east. Don't worry about that. Get some unusual weather we're having here. Very localized storm. Okay, push off this cliff here, and you're looking for this white wolf here on top of these blocks. Grab some money, and now you're going to push in a northeasterly direction through these trees here. You're looking for a statue on the cliff. There's a statue on the cliff. Go to the right a little bit, and you're going to see a spirit spring. Jump onto the spirit spring to break your fall. Once you get to the bottom, jump, push forward, and here is the artist's shack, and we're going to grab some more smithing stones. Okay, so at this point everybody should have 10 smithing stones. We only need 2 more to level up the Lord's Horn's Greatsword to +3. Discover this site of grace here. Back on your horse. And now we have to get off this cliff here, which is a really high drop. So push to the east to the edge of the cliff, and you're going to follow the cliff along this way until it's shallow enough to drop down. See, right now it's too high. Keep looking to the right here, right about here. Drop down through these group of trees here. This is a safe drop. More or less. And to the southeast, onto this kind of like curved, fallen down, ruined building here. This will bring you down to the ground safely. And now turn to the northeast. Keep the northeast bearing. You can go right by this teardrop scarab here. You don't need it. And we're going to head to that church there. Watch out for the troll on the left. discover the site of grace. And maybe rest just in case you got the troll excited. That will reset him. And grab some very important items here. Crimson Crystal Tear. And more importantly, the Flask of Wondrous Physic. Grab that. And you might as well grab this. This is not really relevant. Might as well grab it. A Sacred Tear here. Alright. Once you got those items, we're going to go back to the War Master's shack. Hop on your horse. And now we're going to push in a northeasterly direction. We're going to blast through an unmarked enemy camp here. Don't worry if you set off any alarms. You know that you'll find it by the campfires. Just double jump over this. You could get an Exalted Flesh on the right there, but that's kind of dangerous. You don't really need it. And just blast right through the camp. Find this path going down this ravine here. Go all the way down to the bottom. To find another site of grace right here. Discover the site of grace. Get back on your horse, and you're going to have to make a judgment call, which is the safest way to get past this pumpkin head. Basically, you want to get behind him. You don't want him knocking you off your horse. And here you're going to find 2 more smithing stones, right? So at this point, everyone's got 12 smithing stones. Get to a safe area so you can like bring up the map, and we're going to go back to the Church of Elon. And here is Witch Renella. Might as well talk to her.
A pleasure to meet I am the witch. I'd heard tell
Witch Renna, rather.
And upon looking talk, I so art possessed to call forth. I
Run through the dialogue. Get your spirit calling bell. And your lone wolf ashes.
Summon them the spirits when now it is that.
Okay, and while she's finishing her dialogue, you can check out your inventory to make sure that you have 12 smithing stones, then we do. Alright?
Forgive mine intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between.
Alright, hurry up there. Yeah. We want to talk to the
Tarnished tire of obeisance to the 2 fingers.
There we go. Okay, so now we can talk to the merchant and quickly sell off all the golden runes that we acquired.
I am Carly.
Okay, and sell off that, and sell off this. Okay, so everybody should have 3,800 runes now. So we go over to the smithing table rather, and the level up our Lord Sworn's Greatsword 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So now we have a Lord Sworn's Greatsword at +3. This is our new weapon. This weapon requires 16 strength, which we have, but 10 dexterity, which we don't have. We're 1 short. But we have money. We could easily level up. So let's go here. Level up. Put a point to dexterity. And now we can manage the Lord Sworn's Greatsword. Even one-handed. Now, it now does 182 damage. If we hold it in 2 hands, it will do 191 damage. If we take our Flask of Wondrous Physic with the Strength Knot Crystal Tear, which we're going to load up right now, Wondrous Physic, click on there, load it up with the Strength Knot Crystal Tear. The other slot doesn't really matter, it's not applicable, might as well load it up with that. Okay? Switch over to your Flask of Wondrous Physic, take that. This will increase our strength by 10 points. At this point, our Lord Sworn's Greatsword is doing 200 damage. Mission accomplished. Now all we need is the Gravitas skill. I'm going to show you how to get that right now. Go back to first step, the first step site of grace. Wait till daytime. And you can bring up your map. Look to the southeast. That's our location right there. Find these kind of like these ruins here. And you're gonna see this funny line right here. You're gonna put a beacon right above that. Alright? So point yourself to the beacon. Generally you should go east first of all from this point. Find the two birds on the cliff, and that'll indicate a safe place to drop down. Alright, and we're basically going to follow the shoreline along because there's kind of a black hole over there that you can accidentally drop into. You don't want to do that. So follow the shoreline. Once you see the sloping rock here, you can double jump over this and start heading towards your beacon. And this beacon will bring you to the seaside side of Grace. Discover it. Let's get rid of the beacon. Alright, from here, you're looking for the second, basically the last kind of like part that juts out here. Okay? This one right here. And off this corner here, if you just jump off, you'll fall into a spirit spring that will break your fall. Okay, once you get down to the beach, turn to the northwest, and you're going to find a fire there. Get off your horse, get your sneak on, and we're going to sneak up to these rocks on the left. Stop right here. That's the guy we're going to take out to get our Gravitas skill. Now, this Lord Sworn's Greatsword has a great skill on it. It's Stamp Uppercut. Basically, you press the skill button and then follow it up with a strong attack right afterwards. Okay, so wait till he turns around. As soon as you get close, Stamp Uppercut. Skill, strong attack. And then we're going to follow up with a charge attack. Here we go. And critical hit. Finish him off. I kind of fumble fingered that, but you get the idea. Works every time. And he gives up the Ash of War Gravitas, which we can now put on our Lord Sworn's Greatsword to create our weapon of mass sheep destruction. Let's go back to Stormhill Shack. Hit up the site of Grace. Go down to Ashes of War. Click on Lord Sworn's Greatsword. Click on Ash of War Gravitas Standard. And voila, congratulations, you have yourself a weapon of mass sheep destruction. The new skill on this is no longer Stamp Uppercut, it is now Gravitas. Gravitas sucks everything in around a certain area of effect and does damage. Now, if you don't have a weapon doing 200 damage, what's going to happen is with the sheep, it's just going to suck them in, but it won't kill them. You could probably get away with 190 damage, sometimes even 180 damage, but that's the lower limit. Below anything below that, it's not going to kill the sheep, it's just going to suck them in. So that's why you want it doing 200 damage. Alright, so that's why you're going to be taking your Flask of Wondrous Physic every time you want to go sheep farming. Or you could just level up, you know, whatever you want to do to get this up to 200 damage. Alright, so let's go give it a little test run here from Stormhill Shack. On your map, this entire area here is full of sheep. Tons and tons of sheep. All we have to do is just go there, and what you're going to do is you're going to practice. First of all, you're going to two-hand your weapon. Two-handed, okay. And you should practice running on your horse and pressing the crouch button to quickly jump off your horse like that. You kind of like jump off ahead of it. So gallop, press the crouch button, you jump off, and you're going to, as soon as you jump off, you're going to do the skill. That's very, very useful. So you're going to find opportunities where you see lots of sheep grouped together, and as soon as you see that, jump off. And you kind of like it's kind of like a surprise attack. They don't have a chance to react. Okay, so let's go down the road to the south. A bunch of wolves are gonna spawn, don't worry about that. Keep following the road. Once you get to the cliffs, go out to the right, and this will bring you into the field of sheep. And you're going towards that group of trees up there. That's kind of like the sweet spot, right about here. And there we go. And I forgot to take my flask of Wondrous Physic. And you always want to like do a couple shots, and there you go. Check it out. All those thin beast bones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who loves you? Who loves you? Huh? And I forgot to take my flask of Wondrous Physic, because like I said, sometimes you can get away with 190, but it's better to have 200. Okay, you're looking for a golden opportunity. Those guys are too far away. And you don't necessarily have to use a horse. Just find any opportunity where there's 2 or more sheep grouped together. Run up, do a surprise attack, and Bob's your uncle. Once you've thinned out the numbers, which is going to happen fairly quickly, another thing you can do to clean up the stragglers is gallop, hold down the strong attack button, and he drags his sword like that. It's a good way to get sheep that are running away from you, because they can't escape it. They're just like, you know, you drag your sword right in front of them. Okay? Okay, once you've cleaned up, once you've decided that it's no longer worth your while to keep chasing around individual sheep, just go back to Stormhill Shack, reset everything, rinse and repeat, and you got yourself a thin beast bone farm. Alright? Yeah, who loves you? Let's do it again. This time I'll take my flask of Wondrous Physic. Okay, that'll last for 3 minutes. So you got 3 minutes to... Typically you never use up all the time, because typically you wipe out most of the sheep within that time. Okay, this is the sweet spot here once again, right around here. And there's always some rams in the area that come charging up. There you go, once again I got 4. There's 2 more over there. This is typical to the east. There's always a couple grouped together. Who loves you? Who loves you? And there you go. There's your thin beast bone farm. We got 18 already. Way easier than chasing around sheep individually, swinging your sword. Sometimes you can just wait for golden opportunities, wait for them to be grouped together. Alright, done and done. Okay, I know this is going to come up, so I'm going to briefly mention this. This is really subject of another video. If you absolutely detest farming of any kind, there is an option to buy thin beast bones. This is something I never do, even late game when I have tons of money. I never do this. I think it's a waste of money. But what you can do is go through this special rigmarole at the War Master Shack and get here at nighttime, and you'll get a special night boss that will spawn. And if you can defeat this guy, who's a real fucking son of a bitch, pardon my French, but this bell-bearing hunter is no picnic. Okay, if you could beat this guy, you will get the Bone Peddler's bell bearing, bring it to the round table, give it to the Twin Maiden Husks, and you will get the option to buy thin beast bones. Alright, there we go. 150 runes, and you can buy 10 thin beast bones. No, wait. 5 thin beast bones. No, wait. 3 thin beast bones. No, wait. 1 thin beast bone. 1 thin beast bone for 150 runes. Exorbitantly expensive. That means that you would have to spend 4,500 runes to get enough thin beast bones to make 100 arrows. With 4,500 runes, you could buy 225 arrows. 225 fletched arrows, mind you, that are better damage, and they go longer range than the regular arrows that you can craft. You know, so I don't know, the math of this has never made sense to me, but that is an option. Just throwing that out there. I know somebody's going to mention it. Like, you know, farming is for chumps. Some kind of elitist son of a bitch is going to, you know, post a comment, you know, some kind of like, farming is for chumps. This is what you can do. Yes, I know about this option. I will cover this later in a separate video, how to beat the bell-bearing hunter. But me personally, I never go this route. Finally, this isn't a walkthrough video. Some of you may be confused. What happened to the samurai walkthrough? It's going to continue. This is just a separate how-to tips and tricks video that I said I was going to start doing. But if somebody wants to use this run to actually create an archer build, what you could do, you may be wondering, okay, where do I go from now to get a bow? You can go to the Third Church America. Let's say you follow this run exactly like I did, and you now have a means to farm thin beast bones. You got your weapon of mass sheep destruction. Here at the Third Church America, go into this little ravine to the north here, the swamp, and find this teleporter right here. Go through the teleporter. Go through here, discover the site of grace, rest, and Melina will appear, and she'll take you to the Round Table Hold.
Forgive me to determine if you had the it seems my torrent, whereas I may there is, but I can take gathering place.
Okay, and agree to go to the Round Table Hold.
Let my hand rest.
At the Round Table Hold, turn to the left here. Go down this path. And find the Twin Maiden Husks. And you can buy a longbow here for 1,200 runes. Alright? That's where you can get a longbow. As for a short bow, go back to the first step. At the first step, site of grace, turn to the west. Gallop down here, look for the building here. Pass by on this side of the building. You look for the two birds on the cliff there that will indicate a safe place to drop down. Drop down right beside them. Turn to the left. Pass by the two mushrooms. Find these ruins down here. This is a safe drop. Go down to the beach. Down at the beach, double back. Up here and underneath the bridge, and you'll find this merchant right here. Talk to the merchant.
What do you need?
And he will sell you
Any trouble?
a short bow. Right, so there you go. So if you want to take this run and turn it into an archer build, that's how to do it. As for the samurai run, like I said, a video on that, like that walkthrough is definitely continuing, and we are going to create our own weapon of mass sheep destruction using one of our Uchi katanas, and we already have the gravitas skill. That's coming up shortly, right? So in case you were wondering, if you're following the samurai walkthrough, we are going to create that with the weaponry that we already have, and we won't need to level it up or anything because the Uchi katana is already leveled up. So that's it for this run here. That's how to farm thin beast bones really fast. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you thought this was remotely entertaining and or informative, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, post a comment, and I'll see you next time for some more Elden Ring. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page, and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes, alright? Thanks a lot, really appreciate it.